leave you frail. Hard way wrestling, coming at you raw. Bringing the heat, breaking every law. They drop the truth, no holds barred. Talking smack, getting you hyped up hard. Calling out the fakes, exposing the lies. Hard way wrestling, taken by surprise. Hard way wrestling, coming to your city. Nothing but realness, nothing but grit. Going down a gauntlet, making them mark. Hard way wrestling, straight from the heart.
That wasn't Scotty? Who was it?
I don't know. I saw a face and I can't put a name to it, but that's
It's a young Scotty. It's young debonair Scotty. When I saw that picture of Scotty when they brought it up on the thumbnail, I was like, God, save the pussy for the rest of us. Welcome to Hard Way Wrestling. It is Tuesday. We're here a little early this week. We didn't fire last week. Last week was crazy busy. Welcome in, everybody. Scotty, Ricky, welcome. No AK tonight. AK is he's at NXT, hanging out.
He's trying to get himself booked. He's trying to get himself booked.
Okay, is he part of the security, or is he an actual fan?
He might be part of the security escort at the end of the night.
Yeah, just depends on how drunk he gets.
Well, is anybody that can get booked on NXT by walking into catering? It's AK.
They'll just think he's another part of the Samoan family tree. They look at him.
I messaged him. I said, "So you're not black anymore? You're now Samoan?"
I
He
know.
can pretty much claim whatever he wants.
Yeah.
So,
I think.
all right, welcome into Hard Way Wrestling. We've missed you. I've missed you guys. We took last week off. Last week, crazy schedule for me. I couldn't seem to really get lined up with anybody to fire. So we had a nice little break there. Not a 6-month break, but we had a nice little week break. How you doing, boys? It's been a week.
It has. That work's killer, but that's work. So
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Mania Week. It is Mania Week. It is our Super Bowl.
You forgot
week.
to say work is there for one reason only, and it's not to pay us; it's to kill us.
That's for
sure.
That's for sure.
Yep.
You know what? It depends on what your job is, boys. It depends on what your job is.
You hiring?
If you're we're always hiring good people. That does include you, though. I don't think. I don't. Yeah. No. I mean, I hate to say it out loud because shit will hit the fan. But I'm very lucky right now. Very, very lucky with what I do. So, lots of streaming, lots of DJing. And occasionally we sell some shit. So just enough to get by. So anyway, WrestleMania week.
So wait a minute. Your used thong empire is going pretty well then?
My thong empire?
Yeah, your used thong empire.
Well, first off, it's always been at the top, right? It's always it's been wedged up at the top for the longest of time, Scotty. So yes, my thong. There are people online that'll buy that stuff.
Oh, I know. Sadly, I know.
Yeah, I actually stopped wearing thongs because they feel weird when you put them on backwards. And that's the only way I'll wear them. That's the only way I split the coconuts right up the middle.
What you boys do places.
That's right. Right. So anyway, it's WrestleMania week. We're going to be here a couple times this week. Today, we're going to go over Raw from last night, the go home Raw from last night. We're going to go over. I'm going to talk about AEW's pay-per-view Dynasty from this Sunday, and we're going to do a little bit of. We're going to do Hall of Fame. We're going to talk about the Hall of Fame, and then tomorrow we'll be back to cover Rick's picks for night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania, which is starting to shape up to be. Well, we'll talk about it tomorrow. We don't have the shape is not. It's not shaping up very well.
It's very oblong. It's not really round. It's not really. It's kind of maybe even hexagonal. It's just.
I would say it's turd-like. What is the shape of a turd? I would.
It's the poop emoji.
That's definitely the poop emoji. So, but we'll talk about that tomorrow night and our thoughts on what they're doing with the Pat McAfee and shoehorning him in there towards the end here. And
I just feel I said this on Micah's post on Facebook yesterday that I feel almost not quite invested this year because we're not going this year. It breaks our 2-year streak.
Yes. Yeah, that was I mean, most of the decision was
Ticket
we're
prices?
actually going to Vegas in July already. And I didn't want to honestly didn't want to do it twice. Not that I couldn't afford it or we couldn't afford to go twice, but tickets are expensive. Like flying is outrageous right now. In every aspect. Like it's not even used to be able to wait a little closer to the time you were leaving. You could buy flights and they'd be down reasonable. But now the flights are, close to $500 a person and they're not going down. They're only going up, and it's not even it's hard to find a really good direct flight too. So most of the flights are 6 hours instead of 4.5 hours. So you gotta, I mean, the one I just booked,
layovers.
Yeah, the one I just booked is a layover in Atlanta, which I don't care. It's only a 45-minute layover.
Year, wasn't it? Or was that the first time?
Was that Atlanta? Honestly, I've laid over so many different places. Chicago was the worst place to lay over because the airport is so laid out weird. O'Hare Airport.
You probably had to duck gunshots.
No, we actually didn't. I don't need. I think we were underground. I felt like we were underground because you left one terminal and you got on a train, and then you had to get to this train, which it was like the most ridiculous maze ever. And then get over to your turn. We had just made it. We had an 45 minutes or an hour layover in Chicago, and we just made it to the plane.
Chicago.
And we just, we weren't stopping. We didn't go buy a magnet, or I didn't go buy a magnet or stop at whatever to get snacks or a drink or whatever. We just ran, and it was whatever. But Atlanta's not too bad to get to the next terminal. It's pretty laid out. But we are only going to have about a 45-minute layover. So you got to get to your terminal, don't fuck around too much. So, but anyway, flights are like stupid expensive, and Mania tickets, honestly, the prices are coming down, and I have not checked them. I
looked
checked
at
them
on StubHub the other day, and they looked about where they were last year when we got them.
Yeah, they're about 3 something or whatever, So they're coming down, but they're still like, if you did not. The problem is with the ticket prices being so expensive so early that people plan their vacations around this kind of stuff, and they just say to themselves, well, Mania tickets are $800 a ticket or $700, whatever it was a ticket at the time, and you're like, yeah, I just won't go this year. And that's just what I said. I'm not sorry. I'm just not going to go this year. Now that they're half price, I mean, it is what it is, but you want to get me – I plan ahead. It's like booking an event for wrestling or local wrestling. You got to plan it ahead and let people know that you're going to be there on a Saturday night. Otherwise, they don't show up. And they ruined it for me by making it so ridiculous and trying to gouge the shit out of me. So I was like, fuck them. I'll just, I'll go to Rob's where he's pirating WrestleMania. So we'll go there for that. But anyway, we'll talk about all that kind of stuff tomorrow night. So we're going to get into, like I said, we're going to get into AEW, which we're going to kick off here first. We're going to talk about Raw from last night, and then we're going to get into Scotty and the Hall of Fame. Boys, AEW had Dynasty Sunday night, and I know Scotty, not a fan of AEW, which I don't ever understand. I won't. There's shit wrestling everywhere in the world, even on the main stage, which is the main stage is AEW and WWE. And at times it's good, at times it's bad. To me,
I like AEW pay-per-views.
You do?
For the most part, they're solid.
They're all really good. I think the problem is the shows in between are not the greatest.
That we've already said numerous times before on our podcast. It comes down to Tony Khan's inconsistent booking.
Well, this match, and we're going to get into it. And we're definitely going to talk about this. Darby Allin. If Darby Allin wins on Sunday, he gets a shot at the AEW title, which I tweeted. By the way, you can go to us we're on Twitter at Pizza Cutter News, Hardway Wrestling and Pizza Cutter News. And I tweeted that, or I twatted. What is it called now? What is it called?
You X'd.
I've X'd a few times in my life, and it's cost me a lot of money. That doesn't he already have one? Like,
I thought he was the number one contender. I thought Pac was the number one contender. I thought wasn't Edge or Christian the number one contender?
I believe Edge. No, Christian. But he
that's right.
cashed
He
his in and
cashed in
lost.
that's right. That's
yeah,
right.
he cashed his in and lost. So let's get into it.
Somebody else too that's out with injury was the number one contender. Wouldn't like Jay White in there too?
Could have been the Switchblade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been. I don't even know where Switchblade is right now, but
he's out injured.
He's out in. Is that what it is?
For sure.
Guns down. All right, so let's get into it. 15 matches. You know how Scotty likes it.
God.
If USW Wrestling had 15 matches, and let's be honest, they have, because you're there for 6 shootings.
4.
4. Okay, 4 shootings, right? How many matches?
Usually 3 per show.
Okay, so that's 4. That's 12 matches, Scotty. How's your asshole feeling after?
But some of them are squash matches, so they only go maybe 3 minutes.
Okay.
So you may go through 12 matches, but at least 1 per show, if not sometimes 2 per show, are squash matches. So you've got like 3 minutes. So it takes a lot less time to go through a USW taping than it does to go through AEW.
That doesn't work.
And I would rather see USW than AEW any day.
Well, I'm sure you would, but my question is, don't you, after 12 matches? And I know Ricky and I sat through a Dynamite and a Dark and a Collision, which people left.
All taped. Yeah.
All taped. A lot of people left. It's exhausting, right? It's exhausting, and you definitely get your money for it.
But you get and I will say about maybe not as much about WWE, but I mean, let's see, WWE only gives you people yapping at each other in 3 matches. They give you like a couple hours of people yapping at each other, and then just 3 matches. But AEW gives you a crap ton of matches that make no sense with no booking, no story. See, again, that's why USW and some of these other independents that I've been going to are, in my view, a lot better because they're telling a story, and you go back week after week, month after month, year after year, and they're telling a coherent story. Tony Khan isn't telling a coherent story, as evidenced by the fact that Darby Allin already has a world title shot, and now he's winning another world title shot when he hasn't even cashed in the first world title shot. Like where does this make sense?
Well, I believe some of these matches do have storylines, and some of them are just kind of thrown together because you like to look at some of the pretty wrestlers. So let's get into it. The first 4 were 0-hour matches. We had the first one was Alex Windsor versus and she defeated Maria Shafir. Alex Windsor is Will Ospreay's fiance, which I did not know. Learned that. And I like her. I like her.
All fiancés wrestling.
All fiancés wrestling.
The other brawling bird.
Yes, the other brawling bird, and the other one can just burn away.
Cake for days.
Yes, I'm not a fan of hers, by the way. Speaking of cake, look at that. We had Camille defeat Big Ann, which was made me laugh because where did that name come from? Big Ann.
Big Ann.
Big Ann, and she was a big girl. Actually, it was Camille's return. She jumped Willow. It was supposed to be Willow versus Big Ann, and Camille jumped Willow in the backstage area and beat her up pretty bad, and she could not compete. So Camille defeats Big Ann at the end of the match. This was a squash match. Lasted maybe 5 minutes. Big Ann got no offense in at all. And then Willow came down to get a piece of flesh there. And Camille gave her the old boot to the face and put her down. So we're going to get definitely moving forward. We're going to get Camille versus Willow. Other 0-hour match, AEW National Championship, Jungle Boy Jack Perry versus Mark Davis. And he beats Mark Davis. Which honestly don't know how. Mark Davis is a fucking monster and beat Jack Perry within an inch of his life. It kind of reminded me of El Gante or El Giante or Jonte. What was his name for wrestling for WWE? El Gante. Elegante.
Yeah. Elegante. There
Elegante, we go. Whatever. And beating up on Marco Stunt because that was basically the side difference between these two. But Jack Perry retains retains his national championship, which looks like the old school NWA
TV title.
That's my favorite title of all time, by the way. The NWA TV title. I love that red strap. Love that.
Yeah, the red strap is always cool.
Put it back on double A. Anyway. AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions Divine Dominion, Magnus and Megan Bain and Colossal versus Lena Cross. No, I'm sorry. And Colossal Lena Cross defeated High End and Maya World, which I have no idea who these two were. I thought they were two local talents, and they wrestled like it too. They got beat up pretty badly. Megan Bain and Lena Cross are absolute fucking monsters. I'm pretty sure if you put them in the main men's division in the WWE, they could win the titles there.
Probably.
We also, and that was our 0 hour, right? I
thought the Costco dude.
No.
There was no Rizzler or Riddler or
no
Jizzler or whatever his name
whatever
is.
he's wiping food away from his face. He's they weren't on this time. First match kicking off AEW. Big is that what a Big Boom?
Big Boom AJ and Rizzler or whatever.
The Dynamite is not a top tier pay-per-view, so we don't put the big boys on. So speaking of not big boys, the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, defeated the Callis family, the international champion, the Rainmaker, Kluchka Akata.
Gesundheit.
And Kanoste Katesha. Both of them sound like what you get when you have the SARS virus. Anyway.
You mispronounced it. It's take a shit.
Take a shit. Okay. All right, Jim. Matt Jackson went
spelled that way. Don't.
You're exactly right. I spell phonetically, and that's how I would read it. So
you don't spell anyway.
You're right. I don't spell.
Your spelling's terrible.
Terrible. I've gotten a lot better since I let other people spell for me.
The spell check doesn't help you either.
Matt Jackson went for the what is that? The Meltzer driver? What is that? Where they do the flip over the rope and take a shit? Grabs the legs of Matt Jackson and keeps him from doing it, and then he backs off. They give Rainmaker the Tony Khan driver, and the Young Bucks retain the titles, and we're gonna get Matt Jackson versus we're gonna get Rainmaker versus Takeshita for that international championship at some point down the line.
Here's what I hate real quick.
Comments, questions.
You got a international championship, you got a continental championship, and you got a what's the other one? You got a national, an international, and a continental. It just sounds like they took 3 titles to make.
They've covered all the breakfast title. They've covered all the breakfast.
Oh God.
So, we had the return of Chris Jericho versus Ricochet. Boy, you are bald. Ricochet defeats Chris Jericho in his return, which I was a little surprised. I thought that Jericho would go over here, and he did not. So
as was I.
We have, good match, pretty good match here. Jericho had a pretty good showing here.
He looked decent on this.
I'm hoping we get more.
Sucking his gut in. Me too.
Yeah. Well, he sucks his gut in at the same time. That cave mark in between his chest caves in too. So it doesn't. It's not a good look. We had Darby Allin defeat Andrade El Idolo, or Pimp Daddy Mexicano is what I like to call him, for the shot at the AEW title. So now Darby has 2 shots, and none of them are.
You're the man when you can start your match in pants, then take them off halfway through the match, and then take a selfie with a hot chick at ringside.
If those shorts were any shorter, we'd see his lower intestine, which we're going to get into later on with MJF. And his terrible spray tan job. God, you got to hit if you're going to wear shorty shorts. If you're going to wear tights, small tights, you got to get all the crevices, my man. You got to get them all. All right, I don't need to see where your ball sack's laying. Anyway, we're gonna move on. We had AEW Tag Team Championship match. FTR versus Christian Cage and Adam Copeland.
This is the match I was honestly surprised by.
Same here.
Well, I was not, and I'll tell you why. Go ahead, though. Tell me why you were surprised.
Again, they were up in Canada, correct?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So again, these guys are favored sons. I honestly, I expected Edge and Christian to go over. I expected the tag belts to go on friggin' on Edge and Christian. Like, I was just like, what the heck? Like, FTR wins. Like, what are they going? Where do they go from here on this? So,
well, here's where they go. We get a ladder match. We get a TLC match with these guys. I feel like that's
Edge
the way
is
we're
too
going to
broken
go.
down for that. There's no way that.
Edge is. I don't. First off, it's wrestling, and Edge and Christian are the king of TLC matches. I don't care. You're not putting anybody above them when it comes to tables, ladders, and chairs.
Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys.
Not a chance. No way. Edge and Christian. I mean, the Hardy Boy. I would put the Hardy Boys up there. I definitely wouldn't put. Yeah, I would definitely would not put the Dudleys up there. Maybe I get the tables, but again, I think that is the direction we are headed. Or Stokely on a pole match, one or the other.
That would be funny
with the Cucamonga kids in there as well.
I'm done.
No,
yeah.
So even better. Stokely suspended by his underwear over the ring, like not even on a pole, just give him the ultimate wedgie over the ring, and they got to get him off of it.
We had a casino gauntlet for the vacant TNT championship, and the winner of this was absolutely a surprise to me. It was the Jet, Kevin Knight, which they hold the trios titles. No, they don't hold the trios titles.
Not anymore.
They hold something. They don't hold some kind of title, right?
Not that
they lost the trios. They lost the trios to
the Dogs.
The Dogs, yeah.
Yeah. Which can't wait to get to that part. Anyway, Kevin Knight wins this gauntlet. He is now your new TNT champion. So we'll see. They're saying that he's probably going to drop that title this Wednesday, but we'll see. Nice little thing for Kevin.
Get well, Kyle Fletcher, you lucky SOB.
And who is his girlfriend?
Sky Blue.
Sky Blue. Yeah, which makes Ricky Blue himself.
Yeah, but I'm sure you can figure out where the blue is.
Yeah. AEW Women's World Championship match. The Toxic Spider Thekla versus Jamie Hayter. I love Thekla. Drunk or sober, I don't care what she is.
Me
Give
too.
me more Thekla. She's going to make you her bitch. Her words, not mine. She's got a ton of personality.
I told you all weeks ago I loved her when they put the belt on her and you guys disagreed with me.
Not me. I've always liked Thekla.
No.
As soon as she showed up there, first off, I knew Lady Frost was going to be gone, right? Because they're almost the same type of wrestler, but Thekla's that much above her, I would believe. And again, Lady Frost is now with MLW Wrestling. So, but yes, Thekla defeats Jamie Cakes Hayter, which I'm not a fan of. I don't think she's that great of a wrestler. I think she's a even worse version of Becky Lynch. Hate to say it, but again,
you're just a hater.
I'm just a hater. I know haterade for you. All right. Then we had the AEW Continental Championship match. There's a lot of Continentals here. Incontinental match. John Moxley defeating Will Ospreay. This was my surprise of the night. I'd have put every point I had on Will Ospreay returning here and beating John Moxley here. So, but this was actually an excellent match. There was a point, I think it was this match that John Moxley spiked Will Ospreay, or was that in another match? There was a lot of close, almost dead calls. Somebody dying in the ring for AEW.
Bob skewers.
No way, I'm lying. That was the Jack Perry, Mark Davis. Mark Davis picked Jack Perry up at a suplex and went to drop him on the ring apron on his back and landed on his fucking head. Thought he was dead. Anyway, again, surprise tonight. Ospreay losing this. Started the match off super hot, hitting the sling blade, the hidden sling blade on Moxley, and just absolutely fucking busts his mouth open. Just splits him wide open. I'm like, and Moxley laid there like he didn't know where he was. So Moxley's selling ability is really good. Can't wait that he's back in the WWE.
That ain't happening.
That was for T-Bone. Darby has plans for Wednesday night. That's what he's saying. So we're gonna see if Darby shows up Wednesday night, what he's gonna do. AEW Cheers Championship match. The conglomerate, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly. The returning Kyle
Scotty's boy
O'Reilly defeat the Dogs of War. Gabe Kidd, Dave Finlay, and 100 Proof Clark Connors.
Which one peed on the couch?
Shit.
No, peed.
Gabe Kidd.
Is that how he got injured?
Was not Gabe Kidd. Was it Gabe Kidd? I don't know, but they started out the show as like a sitcom where Kyle O'Reilly came through the door and they were introducing him. It was like a big, had the clap, the laugh, the applause, or whatever it is, signs above. And then the Dogs came out. One of them humped the belt on the couch. The other one turned around and pulled his dick out and pissed on the couch on fucking live TV. And then the other guy flipped over the couch. So again, the Dogs are.
Hopefully, he flipped the couch over away from him.
And
somebody
now you wonder why I don't want to watch AEW.
Well, these guys, they're actually entertaining. These guys are actually entertaining. So,
like I want to watch some guy whip his
spot.
Like I want to watch somebody whip his willy out and pee on a couch.
Well, you're not going to see. You don't see his willy. He turns around and he's a very petite Caucasian man. So you weren't going to see his willy either way.
But still, it's like, who? No. Again, as I said in the group chat,
Scotty, we know you like a flying willy.
Yeah, well, no, I like Willie to the face, but that's a whole different deal.
Okay.
Shout out to Willie Radical.
Glad you cleared that up.
No, but like as I said in the group chat, I don't want to pay freaking my hard-earned money to watch Tony Khan's cocaine-fueled nightmares, and that's definitely a part of his.
100% that wasn't approved. He just went out and did it. So, anyway, final match is for the AEW Championship. Devil MJF defeating the God, the professional wrestler Kenny Olivier. I wasn't surprised here because MJF should be the champion. It should not be Kenny, especially with Kenny's medical issues and stuff like that. So you never know. Plus, he's always gone doing like video game stuff and whatnot. So MJF, terrible tan. He tanned everything except for the very inside of his thighs, and underneath of his bottom lip was very white. So if you guys get a chance to look at that, it was not. Whoever his spray tan person is, fucking get it together. Just get it together. Thecla, stop drinking before you spray tan MJF's balls. Anyway, that was AEW. Not a bad. It wasn't the best pay-per-view. It seemed like it moved pretty quickly. I think it got over about 11:30-ish, 12.
That's early.
2 o'clock in the morning. I don't even fucking know.
That's early.
I didn't stay up for the press conference, which is usually I would have if Tony Storm was there.
Storm was there still, yeah. So, she's money in the press conferences.
Anyway, that was AEW. Ricky, let's talk about.
It's time for the go home Monday Night Raw, and it opened with a banger with a vignette of Roman Reigns as he tells CM Punk to enjoy what relevance he has left and that he's wasted his time to rewrite history. And he says he's going to give Punk an opportunity tonight to tell the truth. So definitely love
this truth.
We'll get to that truth.
Okay.
He's gonna tell them the R truth.
Yeah. For the third week in a row, I think we've got the attempted contract signing between Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi. So, I mean, you get Adam Pearce and Triple H out there, or I'm sorry, Paul Levesque by his street name out there to monitor this thing when they couldn't do it the prior 2 weeks. So they called Brock out first. He signs it and he says you won't even know his name after this weekend. And they also announced that this is going to be the opening match on the first free hour of ESPN for the Sunday night showing.
And we didn't talk about it last week. I wanted to go over it last week. We didn't get a chance to, but the last 3 weeks with this Oba. Oh, what's going on, man? Dynasty was really good. Hope Mania can be half as good. We hope Mania can be it will be half as good. Night 2.
Yeah.
They have ran this as much as I want to see Oba and I want to see Brock go at it. And we know, I think I'll give my pick tomorrow for sure. They ran this into the ground. They really did. It's for 3 weeks. It's the same thing over and over again. Oba coming out, getting in Brock's shit, Brock, having to powder or whatever. So for the same 3 weeks, it was almost the same thing. So it was nice to see a little bit of something different. And we'll get to Oba later on. But yes, this is good. They're going to lead off WrestleMania with this.
Night 1 banger, a match that I know is probably one of the ones on the card that a lot of people are interested in. And we know Brock doesn't get paid by the hour. So my theory is a good 10-minute match. And then they also said it's going to lead into the Intercontinental title ladder match. And I think that's their plan. They want to waste the time showing the build up. They'll get all the 6 entrances in there, which will take probably a good 20 minutes. And then you'll have a good maybe 5-10 minutes of an entertaining ladder match and then cut the black.
I like it. Sopranos ending. I like it.
Buy the stream or be cursed. So we get into our first match of the night. Lyra Valkyria with the help of Bayley defeats Charlotte Flair. Not a bad match. Charlotte Flair looks terrible showing her age, by the way.
I told Jesse last night that Charlotte should always wear stockings. Because I cannot look at her grandma legs anymore. I really can't.
Yeah,
they were not great, but the stockings perfect for her.
She's showing her age and her
she's 40.
Her shots.
40.
Yeah, her Botox and all that. Shit, I lost my page. Bayley ends up sweeping Charlotte's leg out from under her and helping Lyra roll her up for the pin, which was nice. But I still see Bayley and Lyra. One of them's going to make the turn.
I would like to see Lyra wear regular gear instead of her panties. Like, I feel like Lyra just comes to the show, she takes off her blue jeans, and then she goes down to the ring.
Those are her Wednesday drawers, and it's Saturday, and they're inside out.
They're inside out.
That's where the bird woos are coming from. It's not the birds going woo. It's everybody in the locker room going woo.
Ooh.
Anyway, so we get a backstage.
Come on, Lyra, wash your gear.
With the MFTs showing up on Raw, Solo getting in the Usos' faces, saying that they're embarrassing the Raw and hanging out with LA Knight. So LA Knight makes the challenge to slap them back to factory settings. Yeah. Anyway, next segment.
I was all about Mateo coming to WWE. I like.
He's been washed.
No, he's really terrible. Like, it's not great. If you watch him, he never lifts his arms.
Yeah,
he doesn't move. I don't know. He stands like my grandfather.
He was great as Jeff Cobb when he was in AEW.
Love Jeff Cobb. Give me powerhouse Jeff Cobb. Don't give me Mateo can't lift your arms above your waist.
JC Mateo. It sounds like a clothing brand store.
Well, like Jordache, you can't find it anymore.
Yeah, so we go to Kathy Kelly interviewing the Women's World Champ Stephanie Vaquera in the ring.
Rest in peace, Kathy Kelly, by the way.
Yeah, she gets absolutely dump trucked as Liv Morgan comes in and attacks her. and this segment here was just great. Like I am pumped for this. It makes me feel like these two actually legitimately hate each other.
I said it last night in the chat that this was legit the best pull apart I've ever seen. Like
I was
they
wondering what you
actually,
were talking about.
You didn't get to see it?
Nah.
Yeah, you should see it. First off, Liv looked like Liv just came.
She
She just
like
took
she
the
had
red
slept in
eye.
a week.
Yeah, she just took the red eye. She just had a 5-hour layover in Atlanta to get to wherever they were at last night,
Sacramento.
So her eyes were puffy. I think she was at Coachella. I think that's where she was, but she looked high as a kite. And there were a couple times where she absolutely tatered Stephanie.
I mean, she owed her a receipt after last week.
Well, yes, but then she got it back again. So they were pulling their hair. Like it was good. It was excellent.
They're selling it. They're perfectly selling this match.
This might be a brawl.
Yeah.
And not the kind you take off when you're trying to rest your boobies.
Yes, definitely looking. This is actually one of the women's matches I'm looking forward to. I love Liv, love Stephanie. This one
not a fan of Stephanie. Liv,
love Liv
all day.
So Kathy Kelly, you see her getting helped out afterwards. We go backstage for one of my favorite segments of the night. Asuka and announces Kairi Sane's going to take on Io Sky for the night. There's nothing more that I love than seeing a bunch of Asians.
How quick did your pants come off when they were all three on screen at the same time?
Well, I was at work and I had to hold them up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's what you were doing between 3 and 6.
Between medical breaks. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
Lord.
these women make my pants take themselves off, and I had to do everything I could to keep them on.
You love them a long time.
Damn right. LA Knight and Usos defeat the MFTs. It was Solo Sikoa, Tongaloa, and JC Mateo. Apparently, Tama Tonga is kind of going rogue, and he shows up ringside and causes distraction. LA Knight hits the BFT on Tongaloa for the win. Yeah, do we care?
Well, I did until last night because I love the whole God. I love the Gorillas of Destiny. I love that paint scheme. I love when they do that. It's the only thing that makes Camacho look like he's a real wrestler. I'm sorry.
They've kind of buried these guys.
Yeah, they really have. They haven't. There's no real meat to them, and now they're having some internal strife with Tongaloa and Tala.
Tonga.
So I cared. Would I like to see a bloodline reunion of some sort? Yes, but maybe not after last night. And again, Mateo
is going to be the one to jump ship to Roman.
Yeah, I can see that. Mateo, not a fan. You're not part of the dynasty, and I don't even think you should be. I don't know.
I got a guy that could fill in nicely. I think he's at the NXT Performance Center currently.
Who's that?
AK.
AK is at catering right now, eating jelly beans.
Jelly rolls with jelly jam. Then we get Gunther comes to the ring, and he's instantly attacked by Seth Rollins. After Rollins was attacked by Gunther the prior 2 weeks, Rollins says he's going to finish this, and he wants to know the real reason Gunther targeted him. And Gunther said that Rollins walked around like he's the best of the best, but Gunther is the best, and Rollins can't even lace the ring general's boots.
Yeah, this is not going to be. This will be a good match.
They rushed it in too quickly, and unfortunately, because of the injuries to the Vision, I still say Braun Breaker showing up.
I think so too. I think that's the only reason. That's the only way to keep Seth strong is if he loses dirty.
Yeah. Dominic Mysterio backstage saying he didn't want to sign up to face Demon Finn Balor at WrestleMania 42. I'm psyched for the return of the Demon Balor. And he wanted Adam Pearce to cancel the match. Pearce basically tells Dom that he's getting what he deserves.
There you go.
again, I called the return of the demon. You guys didn't believe me. You said it was too soon.
No way. No, I've been for it. I've been for it. Actually,
I didn't say you all weren't for it.
I was
You all were
saying
telling me
because
it was too soon.
go look at the clip. Actually, one of our clips did really well, and it was talking about Dom doing the Day of the Dead versus the Demon before the Demon was even announced. So go check that out. Go check out our clips. By the way, we're all over TikTok. Go check our TikTok out.
Yeah, you TikTokers need to get on there and go to YouTube and subscribe.
If you're in the chat right now and you're on TikTok, go like the page and then type in the chat. Tell me who you are.
Exactly.
And I will send you eggplant emoji.
Kyrie Sane defeats Io Sky. All hell broke loose after Asuka tried interfering, and then Rhea Ripley comes out to help.
Terrible headbutt.
Jade comes out to get involved. So Io did that suicide dive or tope again, and she caught her knee again. Did you see the ropes?
Stop it.
And you notice the last couple weeks she's gone at it like almost sideways or to an angle.
Well, if you look how Jay does it too, he goes at it at an angle. And when you catch your leg like that, you gotta be scared, right?
Jimmy pulled the rope down for him last night so he would clear it.
Oh. Yeah, well, when he goes through the ropes, he also goes through at an angle. But again, you catch your knee, your ankle, your foot, man, that's doom.
Yeah, I hold my breath every time she gets ready to do it. She might be the genius of the sky, but she's not a genius going through two ropes.
Yeah, she almost knocked herself back to factory settings.
Oh man!
I'll come save you. Paul Heyman comes out and says Obafemi might be the fastest rising star since Lesnar in 2002, but he will be conquered by the Beast. And Oba claimed Brock is scared of him, and he says he will defeat the Beast and slay the Beast, and he will meet his end because he is the one. So,
he also was saying if he needs representation, let him know.
Yeah. after Brock beats him, that his door is open.
Yeah.
We get a tag team match. Dragon Lee and Javon Evans defeats JD McDonough and Rusev. I love me some ladder matches. Javon Evans is going to absolutely shine in this ladder match.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Rusev, though, lays everybody out with a Moshka kick at the end of this.
Yeah, I was good to see. It was good to see Rusev on top here, and his acolyte, where he bends Dragon Lee all the way back into a pretzel. It was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Hold on, we got somebody in chat saying, "Is it TJ Roar?" I can't tell. The Oba, and we should talk about the Oba promo with Heyman. We heard Heyman, but Oba for his first real ass promo, excellent.
It was good.
It was
very
amazing.
Good.
Amazing promo.
It was very good.
Yeah, it was amazing promo. So
yeah, they need to put the rocket on this guy's back. Oba, I mean, we saw him in NXT a couple years ago. Before, or was he the NXT? Yeah, he was the NXT champion.
Yep.
That night, and we knew this guy was going to be a star.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
We go backstage, and Adam Pearce is on the phone with John Cena as he is interrupted by Danhausen.
Oh, geez.
You are
love that Danhausen or be cursed. This man.
Did you see it was a SmackDown where he cursed the referee, and the referee went to count 3 and couldn't bring his arm down? Like they're doing some good stuff with him. And he wrestled. He actually had his debut match last
Friday night, and he cursed the pyro, cursed him, and the pyro shoots off and knocks Kit Wilson down. And then I love the spinning turnaround eye poke to
that was pretty good.
The Miz. And Danhausen.
This is the closest you're going to get to an indie show when Danhausen's there.
Yeah, I'm sure Vince McMahon is shitting himself.
Or somebody.
You are
watching this, but I'm all for it. I love that Danhausen. The rest of you can be cursed. But I have still not bought any of his new T-shirts with my human monies. So we get to the closing segment. Roman Reigns comes out, and then CM Punk comes out through the crowd, Shield style. afterwards, and he stands on the table and says that he hates Roman because he envies Roman. Punk said his childhood dream, said that main eventing Mania was his childhood dream, and he envies Roman because that dream got handed to him year after year. He hates his 1,316-day reign as champion and the amount of times Roman has main evented Mania. And then Punk apologizes to Roman.
Didn't see this coming.
I did not see that coming, saying that he loves and respects the old-time wrestlers like his father Sika.
Yeah, he apologized for invoking his name.
And he said he hated what he had said about Sika and sincerely apologized to him.
And you could almost see the acknowledgement of Roman after he said that. Like, it kind of brought some sort of peace to the whole thing, which completely changes some of my thoughts for that match. Sika's not coming back to this match. So
no, neither
Zombie Sika, though, you never know.
Punk also hates that he wasn't born into a dynasty and he had to conquer the indies and everything else down the path to get to where he got, and he wasn't handed anything. And he hates that he has to share the ring with Roman in his first match headlining a Mania. But he's going to retain the title. And at the end of the night, they're going to be saying, "And still." And Punk just kept looking at Roman and said, "Tell me if I'm lying." And Reigns said that's the truest stuff that he's ever said. But in the end of it, they won't be saying "and still." They'll be saying "and new." And just like him and everybody else, they will acknowledge him.
It's this was a really good. Of course, Raw was a complete talking segment the whole time. There was like 4 matches the whole night, maybe.
It's always a talking segment, really.
Yeah, but this was a lot of
good storytelling.
Yeah, they
actually having physical contact.
Will this be enough though to talk people into buying some more tickets? Because as of Monday, they were still down 19% of where they were last year at this time.
Well, again, they've got the Tony Khan syndrome. They're trying to run the same place 2 years in a row, and law of diminishing return. So I don't think, like, if they had done this in New Orleans, they'd probably have close to what they had this year, they'd have this year what they had last year, ticket sales wise, already. But if not even, before now. But the fact that they're running the same, I think honestly, the 2 biggest things are, it's not even, yes, it's the build. The build hasn't been good, so nobody really wants to buy tickets to go anyways. But it's
the build has gotten better. Like, it's getting better. Right?
It's getting better, but it's still like the last 2 years, the build has just been like, it's just kind of like, it's on this weird trajectory where it's not going like this. It's kind of just going like this and plateauing in a very low spot, and it's not been good. The last 2 years have not been good with the build to Mania.
I hate to compare it to the Attitude or bring up the Attitude Era for comparison, but the difference is back then your talking segments might have been a good 5 minutes, but they were to the point and they got you invested into it so quickly. And then the build-up matches, like when Stone Cold won the Rumble and he's going after Corporate Rock and Vince McMahon every week is throwing challenges at Austin, making him get in tag matches against corporation members and all this. Like, that's the kind of stuff that keeps me invested even more, instead of having a week after week mic drop against each other like a rap battle almost, and then they get into fisticuffs, and then you got people separating them, and it's like the same thing for the last month or so that we've watched.
Yeah. I think the difference between night 1 and night 2 is night 2, I think we're getting Roman and Punk, correct? That's what we're getting.
Yes,
night
that's
2.
the
main event night 2.
And you're going to have the complete opposite night 1. Night 2 You have Roman, who was the champion for 1,300 plus days, and you have CM Punk, who is the current champion now. I don't think people care if CM Punk wins or loses. And I don't think people care if Roman, I think more people care if Roman wins or loses. I think I'm trying to get my words together here. I don't think anybody gives a shit. They don't want Roman to win, and they don't care if Punk wins. There's no real winner here. Like there's no, like with Cody and Randy, everybody wants to see Cody or lose to Randy. Everybody wants Randy to win this. There's a complete divide on where we're at in this. I mean, of course, you're gonna have your Codyites that love Cody and they want Cody to win. But man,
everybody's
the
turned
real
on
wrestling
Cody,
fans,
and the ones that have been invested in a long time that grew up with Randy want Randy to get another run.
Yeah, see in the chat here we got Randy saying he hopes Orton wins. He could care less about CM Punk. Again, I think that's where we're at. I think the CM Punk Roman match is more of it should have been more of a blood feud than anything. And then, of course, whoever comes out on top there, which we'll go into tomorrow night.
Going back to Cody and Randy, I can already see where they're going for Backlash. It's going to be McAfee and Randy against Cody and Jelly Roll.
Oh, God.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're probably right, but God, no. God, no.
I don't think we're getting another authority takeover. JT in chat says we're just getting another the Attitude Era. No, I just don't. I would almost move Randy tonight too, Randy and Cody tonight too, because I think that's going to be the more interesting match to see if Randy does win that championship again. Everybody loves Punk regardless, and people like Roman, but Roman was a champion for so long, and nobody wants to see it again. Right? Not right now. Not this soon. Right? So I don't know. I'm more invested. I would be more invested in the Cody Randy match. So they did not do a very good job with this. And they're shitting all over the Randy Cody match now with this putting this Pat McAfee in there. Yeah. There's so much stuff going on here between Randy and Cody that they could build off of and use and fuel this fight. But they decided to bring Pat McAfee in, which absolutely makes zero sense to me. And Randy's not saving the business. The business isn't dying. I don't know if you've seen their the business is not dying, and it's not because of Cody, right? It's not. If the business is dying, it's on the other channel. It is go over there, Pat, and go over and save AEW. Go over there and save another organization, but it isn't WWE that needs saved, and it's not. You're not helping Randy, and I hope by the end of this, Randy just fucking RKOs the shit out of it. But anyway, that's it. That's our Raw review. Pretty good Raw. Not bad. It's a go home. So we always know it's not going to be full of wrestling and building of stories. Stories are set, and they're going to come to a climax on Saturday and Sunday. But we are going to get into a little Hall of Fame talk. So we got the Hall of Fame coming up here on Friday night on the East Coast, midnight. East Coast midnight.
This is
what a kick in the nuts.
If you want to stay up, and you want to watch the Hall of Fame on the East Coast, you're gonna have to tune in at midnight. So
what I don't understand is they could start at they've got to rush
because they have SmackDown.
They've got to rush people over. Where's the Hall of Fame spot compared to the arena? It's right across the street, isn't it?
Is it MGM Park MGM,
which is is that right across the street from the arena?
There's no such thing as right across the street anywhere in Vegas.
No.
So after SmackDown ends, you're gonna have to hustle and get across town, or not across town, but I don't know where SmackDown is. So if SmackDown happens to be in T-Mobile,
it's T-Mobile. I'm pretty sure.
So it's not far. It's not far, but in that traffic, and I mean they're probably going to walk
in that city in general.
Yeah. Being at midnight,
trying to get
Ubered
around there this weekend is going to be hell.
Yeah.
Anybody of any consequence is going to show up to this is going to be on early in the night for Raw or SmackDown, and then they'll be gone. They'll be heading over to Park MGM. We stayed at Park, didn't we? Stay at Park a couple years ago.
One night I think, and then we go to another one.
I can't remember. Anyway, Scotty, let's get into the Hall of Fame. Something good. First off, good inductees this year. Yeah, no, yeah.
Like there's one inductee that I'm looking forward to seeing, but like that's the tag team, the Demolition, but and AJ too. AJ's I'll go for AJ as well, but everything else is just kind of and I'll get into why here in a sec. But let's start off at the top as headliner. First headliner of the night.
Hold on, AJ said. Or JT said midnight. That's only an hour. That's only an hour or two of AEW pay-per-view show. Yeah, if you can stay up for an AEW show, you can definitely stay up for this.
Yep. Well, first headliner of the night for the Hall of Fame inductees, Stephanie McMahon Helmsley. So
hit his music. Hit his music.
Oh,
Scott
shoot.
takes.
Hold on. Hold on.
It's time for Scott Takes. Scott Takes.
You're welcome.
My bad. Completely forgot about hit his music.
You're welcome.
You know what? Why not one more time?
It's time for Scott Takes. Scott Takes.
Can't get enough of that. Honestly, I can't get enough of it. Go ahead.
You know how they pulled the what was it, the Artemis space shuttle back to Earth? They just had Scotty dance.
Yeah.
All right, Scotty.
Yeah, my gravitational force brought that thing back down. But
let's get into your girl, Stephanie.
Yeah, headliner, biggest headliner of the night is Stephanie McMahon Helmsley, the $1 billion princess. Oh God, I wish I could remember what the dirty, filthy, disgusting, bottom-feeding, trash bag tramp, as Jericho called her one time. Look, I'll say this much. I think this is honestly as close as we're ever going to get to anybody with the name McMahon getting into the Hall of Fame. But is she deserving of it? Yes and no.
Give me the no.
The no, in my view, is this. While she had an interesting on-screen career, behind the scenes she was not a like her ability to run creative was not good. She couldn't hold an office together. She couldn't get creative done. The ratings in that time period, other than when Paul Heyman had his fingers in everything, the ratings dropped drastically on Raw and SmackDown when she was the head of creative on of the whole thing. She's a great ambassador. Like, she knows how to schmooze and talk to people who don't know anything about wrestling, because in a lot of ways she doesn't either. So she can talk to people who have no idea what's going on in a lot of ways, and it's great. Like, she's she can put the brand out there, but I don't know, like, is being that kind of if we're gonna put anybody into the Hall of Fame for being an ambassador, freaking Titus should be in there before Stephanie, because he's been a better brand ambassador than Stephanie would ever be. So I don't know. I like, again, her on-screen career was interesting. Again, they did a lot of interesting stuff back in. I mean, that's when I first started watching again, because they brought SmackDown onto network television, and it's right around this time is when Triple H is going all ham and getting into beefs with Vince, and then they did the Stephanie deal where the marriage and all that stuff, and the
Well,
turn
here you go. Here you go. She's McMahon Helmsley era 99 to 2001. The Invasion and Divorce from AAA 2001 to 2002. SmackDown General Manager 02 to 03. Sporadic appearances from 05 to 07. Raw General Manager 08 to 09. Sporadic appearance 10 to 13. She was the authority figure from 13 to 15. Raw Commissioner 16 to 18. Sporadic from 2018 to now. I, I'm hit and miss with Stephanie. I actually like her on-screen character. I think for her time, she became the women's championship champion one time or whatever. I think
Yeah.
for her time, she was perfect. I think her having the last name McMahon, no matter what, is going to taint whatever she says or does, because they're always going to think of her father, not her grandfather, as much as she wants him to. But they're always going to think of Vince and the on-screen stuff between her and Vince at times.
Yeah.
Which kind of led us to believe some things a few years ago, before all this nonsense came out with him. So I hate Stephanie McMahon, but I think that she's well deserving for this, for a Hall of Fame. Are there other people that are worth going in more than her?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I didn't pull the list together of the people who still aren't in. Did Batista ever make it in?
No, but I don't think they're ever put in.
Gotcha.
I can't remember if they put Evolution in. No, because Randy's still active. That's right.
Yeah.
And
Well,
Ric Flair hasn't died yet.
Yeah. Ricky, what's your take on Steph? What do you think?
I'm for it. I think she deserves it. Again, her on-screen character and the role she played back in the Attitude Era was very good. And I can't remember if you even mentioned the was the crucifixion or whatever, where Undertaker had her on the symbol and Austin had to save her, despite him hating the McMahons. So yeah, she's played a pretty solid character role on screen for them over the years. So I guess I'm for putting her in, but at the same time, I think they could have had a bigger name for a headline.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think she's the headline over AJ?
I think she is, yeah. And that's what I was going to say. The next person on our list should have probably been the headliner, freaking AJ Styles. 2-time WWE champion, 1-time WWE Intercontinental champion, 3-time United States champion, 2-time WWE Raw and World Tag Team champion. Then that's just in the WWE. Like, how many freaking X Division titles has he won? How many freaking didn't he won the freaking TNA title a couple of times, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'll pull it up here.
Yeah, that's the only stuff I've got on my list is freaking WWE accolades.
Oh, AEW heavyweight champion, Ballpark Brawl, the natural heavyweight championship, Baltimore Sun, WWE Male Wrestler of the Year, WWE Best in-ring moment, Christian Wrestling Federation, heavyweight champion.
Where is that at, I wonder?
Wrestling for Jesus. I have no idea. Match of the year 2025 with John Cena, Crown Jewel. IPW heavyweight champion 4 times. IWA Mid-South heavyweight champion.
Bullet Club.
Yeah, I'm getting there. IWC Super Indies Championship 4 times. Super Indies Survivor Showdown Tournament winner. IWR King of the Indies. Lucha AAA Tag Team Tournament. He won with Low Key and Samoa Joe Tag Team Tournament. That's weird. Maximum Pro Wrestling Television Champion. MPW New Japan IWGP Heavyweight Championship champion twice. NKPWA Junior Heavyweight Champion, which is Korea Pro. NWA Wildside Heavyweight Champion. NWA Wildside Television Champion. TNA, NWA to TNA action, total nonstop. NWA heavyweight, TNA heavyweight, TNA X 6 times. TNA Legends, a global television champion, NWA heavyweight or NWA World tag team champion with Jerry Lynn, Abyss, and Chris Daniels twice. TNA were, I mean, the list just goes on and on.
Yeah.
This goes on.
This guy is.
This is our headliner, by the way. Should be.
This should be our headliner, but I'm pretty damn sure it's going to be Stephanie.
I think they should open with Stephanie and close with AJ.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
AJ going on stage at 3 a.m.
Eastern time.
Yes.
But no, like that list of accolades is like amazing. So like a guy like AJ.
Well, JT's got a good. JT said, "Will she mention Vince in her speech?"
We will see. We will see.
Doubt it.
Well, yeah, I bet she does.
I don't think by name, but like says something about him
My
without
father.
saying
My dad.
My dad.
dad.
Yeah.
Now
My
this
dad
is
when he wasn't eating corn sideways.
This next one is the one that I'm really looking forward to.
Here comes the yak, and here comes the smasher.
Yep. Friggin' Demolition. Finally, after all these years, Demolition is getting their due reward and getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. 3-time and longest reigning WWF Tag Team Champions, as it says on my page here. So Axe, William Eadie, and Smash Barry Darsow. I mean, what can you say? Like these guys, like okay. And here's the thing for me about Demolition. You know, those who grew up watching this era of wrestling, like I didn't know Road Warriors at first because I didn't know, like I wasn't watching NWA stuff. Because I didn't know what NWA was. I just knew.
And
like,
it's funny. That's all I watched. I never watched the WWF. Until whatever when Hogan beat the Sheik. Otherwise, I never watched.
Yeah,
never watched, and I actually didn't continue to watch it. I stayed with the NWA and WCW.
See, I had no idea about like a lot of stuff, a lot of the wrestling that we know now, and like that happened over those years. I had to watch later because I watched I all I saw was in the 90s was WWF until they pulled it off of network television, and then I couldn't watch it at all because my parents were too cheap to buy cable. But then the NWA I didn't know it existed until years later. I was like, oh my gosh! So that's why the network WWE Network for a while, and the stuff on Peacock was great because I could go back and relive all these classic matches and classic moments. So I've always and then years later you see Road Warriors on WWF TV, so you know who they are at this point. But I didn't realize there was a whole other world that they had back in the. But that's going to Demolition. Demolition was the Road Warrior ripoff in a way. Like Vince saw these two big guys with spikes and face paint. Like Vince is like, I'm going to do my own version of that, and boom, Demolition was born.
I thought you were going to say the Toxic Turtles was born.
Yeah. Nope, Demolition was born, but no, like in a lot of respects, that was our introduction. Those of us who watched WWE, that was our introduction to that kind of character, those kind of guys. And then, although it wasn't done completely the way I would have liked it, thinking back on it years later, when they finally did, they had the 6-man, because I think Crush was a part of it at this point. Road Warriors and Warrior versus the 3 members of Demolition. So that was finally the time for Road Warriors and Demolition to hook it up. So
was Draws in that group then?
No, Draws was the other
2000.
side. Draws was on the Road Warrior side. Yeah, that was LOD 2000.
Sonny was managing them before I guess she finally spiraled completely out of control.
But yeah, no, Demolition, great tag team. I still have my Demolition Hasbro figures. I also have the Jakks Pacific Demolition figures that I absolutely love. Full gimmick, the straps, the helmets, the everything. It's just so Demolition. I'm so happy to see them finally getting their due and getting what they deserve especially after all the BS that Vince put them through over the years.
Oh, Randy said Moondog Rex was the original member of Demolition, and
Yes.
everyone knew who he was. That's right. That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Moondog Rex, and they switched him out for Darso.
Yeah.
It was Darso they switched him out for. Going into the celebrity wing, sadly enough, we have Dennis Rodman. Again, those who watched WCW in the 90s, late 90s, after NWO took over, they brought Dennis Rodman in as a celebrity and hooked him up with the NWO. And of course, at that point, Rodman's a complete jack off kind of guy, so he fit in well with that style of crew. And
that was during his buried the Carmen Electra run, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was literally
broke
during
his dick.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe just me. Look that up. Broke his dick.
I mean, it probably wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me either. But no, so again, I'm not a big fan of the celebrity wing in general. I mean, I feel like people who have come in and done things like a one-off for like a Drew Carey. Again, love Drew Carey to death. Great person, great, but he came in, did a one-off night at freaking Royal Rumble, and he's in the celebrity wing. Say what you want about Donald Trump, but I believe if they have a celebrity wing, Donald Trump deserves to be in it because he is. Yeah, but he deserves to be in it because of that freaking the hair versus hair match, which in my view was one of the biggest draws.
Dennis was a pretty good focal point there for a little bit with the NWO. He wasn't a one-off.
It was he was there for like 2 pay-per-views and that was it. Like it was literally they brought him in and again, I don't know. Go back and watch the footage and it's just it's Dennis Rodman.
Wasn't that at the point where the NWO was getting stale anyway, and there had already been about 800
they were on their way out.
Members.
Yeah.
Why isn't David Arquette? I would have picked David Arquette over.
I was just about to say that.
No, I wouldn't even put David Arquette in the Wrestling Hall.
He won the world
He's
title.
A world champion, yeah.
Yes.
He's an idiot.
And you can't kill him.
Well, that remains to be seen, but
Ready to Rumble, man.
Right.
One of the best wrestling movies ever.
He rules, man.
Yeah.
Jimmy King.
Yeah.
I seriously, I sat back and tried to watch that in the late 90s, not the late 90s, mid 2000s after it had come out. And I couldn't get through half of it. It was just
I used to call it Bill and Ted's Excellent Wrestling. That's what it reminded me of. It was like Bill and Ted.
Yeah. But
there you go. Dennis Rodman versus Karl Malone and Hog
Yes.
Wild.
Yeah, there you go. But wasn't that a tag match? Because I think it was like Hogan and Rodman versus Malone and somebody else. Malone and DDP. That's who it was. Yeah, it was Malone and DDP.
How come Shaq never made it in?
I mean, in my view, Shaq I think deserves it more than freaking Rodman. But
yeah,
they were riding out that Bulls versus Utah Jazz finals.
They had to sell tickets for it.
Yeah.
All right.
On to the legacy wing, and here's another thing that kind of very much disappoints me about WWE right now. So the legacy wing is one of those little vignettes they put up of guys that they're inducting in the Hall of Fame, but don't get a speech, don't get somebody accepting the award, family member or whatnot, especially if it's posthumously, or the person if they're still alive. Psycho Sid Vicious is going into the legacy wing of WWE Hall of Fame. Now, for those of us again who grew up watching WWE,
this will be his second Hall of Fame. Do you know his first one?
The softball Hall of Fame?
He's in the softball Hall of Fame.
That I'm not surprised by. But no, so those of us who grew up in the 90s and watching wrestling, we remember Psycho Sid. He was originally there during the Hogan run. He was Sid Justice. That kind of played itself out, but he was there on and off through those early 90s. And the biggest thing I always remember is him with HBK. Like once Nash had broken off, they needed another bodyguard for HBK. They bring in Sid and turn him into Psycho Sid at that point, and he ends up becoming the bodyguard, then the eventual winner. Like they turn Sid on Shawn, and Sid eventually becomes the WWF champion. And so, and not only that, but then Sid had his runs in WCW. Like he would be back and forth between both companies. He'd be in WWE, then he'd go back to WCW, and jokingly, but also in all seriousness, in between that, he'd be freaking playing softball in the middle of it.
His own softball team. He couldn't. They couldn't put titles on him for a long time because he always disappeared in the summertime.
He always disappeared for softball season. So, but
man of principles.
Yeah. But even though his runs weren't always that long, he was a very memorable character and a man who really did make an impact when he was there.
Just don't tell him to go off the top rope.
Yeah. But so I don't know. I don't like the fact that they are giving Sid this legacy induction with just a brief video and like a 30-second video and his name played up there, and that's it. There's nobody from the family. The family even confirmed that nobody's going to be receiving the award for him. It's just, going to be this little brief thing. And I like, in my view, I would rather have them like put Dennis Rodman in the legacy celebrity side of things.
Oh, he's got the same birthday as me.
But I'd rather see them give Dennis, like, let Dennis not accept anything and actually let Sid's family get up there and talk. Because, again, Sid made an impact on the business one way or another. Whether you liked him, whether you hated him, whether the people wanted to work with him or didn't want to work with him, he made an impact. And he should be, in my view, recognized and the family given their due honor by going into the Hall of Fame. So what do you guys think about Psycho Sid not being given a proper Hall of Fame induction?
I mean, he's another guy I think that should have been given his flowers while he was still alive. As you said, multi-time world champion. He was one of them big polarizing figures in the 80s, 90s in wrestling. He was a huge villain, not only like you said, the Hulk Hogan, but HBK, and he main evented the Undertaker's only main event WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like for a world title. So
yep. Yeah.
I first came across Sid when he was with the Skyscrapers.
Yeah.
I like and honestly I thought they might have Danny Spivey introduce him into the Hall of Fame. I really thought
nobody wants to talk to Danny Spivey. They all still hate his guts.
I got you, but they all hated Jim too. But they let Cornette on there, right? So again, I thought it would be great if Danny Spivey, would have inducted him in, but
or even Teddy Long, like
Teddy managed him, so that would have been a good one too.
Yeah, like have Teddy come out and introduce Sid and like. Yeah, like you said, he was the Skyscrapers. And it's funny because when Cornette's been talking about it, Cornette and the Midnight wrestled the Skyscrapers quite a few times. And, Cornette always talks about how the fans hated Spivey so much, but every time Sid would get in the ring, they'd start cheering him. Even when the Midnights were baby faces, they'd start cheering Sid because they just loved him so much. Like, it's stuff like that. It's like, again, very polarizing figure, very unique figure from that time period. Skyscrapers, WWE, back to WCW. What is it saying here? Was it 2-time WCW World Champion and 1-time United States Champion WCW? Like,
yeah, Randy says he thought he tagged with the Taker. Did Mark tag with Mark, or was that Spivey?
It was Spivey because Sid got hurt
Yes.
because that was Sid's
Sid
only
got
downside.
hurt during
Yeah,
softball
well,
season.
yeah, Sid got
Right.
hurt.
That's when he was
But
hurt.
but then they needed a new skyscraper, and that's when Cornette called Dutch and was Dutch Mantel and was like, "I need a new tall guy," and Dutch was like, "I got the perfect guy for you down here." I think he was in Puerto Rico at that point. Like, I got the perfect guy for you down here. Sent up Mark, and then the rest became history with Mark.
Yeah.
Me
and Mark Callis.
and Mark Ellis. The last legacy inductee, and again, this one's a little interesting. This one's a little. I didn't get to see as much of his stuff growing up, but Bad News Brown or Bad News Allen, if you outside of the WWF. So guy has an impressive resume under his belt. 1976 Olympic bronze medalist, two-time Pan American Games gold medalist, 67 and 75. Four-time Stampede Wrestling North American heavyweight champion. Sadly, never won any titles in the WWE or WWF back then, but still a guy that like wrestled and was a big name and worked with a lot of the big names in the business. He worked from everybody from Roddy Piper to Kurt Hennig to like just like the whole plethora of
Was this
Bret
where
Hart.
was that
Bret
where
Hart.
Piper went blackface?
Yeah, for WrestleMania, and they took it off the network, and it was Piper saying it wasn't meant to be anything racial.
Yeah. So, but even still, like you have a guy that worked with. I mean, he came out of Calgary. Bret Hart has always spoken highly of Bad News Allen, Bad News Brown. So this is the one that I'm kind of. I'm kind of split on because, like I said, I don't know as much about his career as I do others, but at the same time, he was a focal point and was, had a presence, and I could see him being another one of those guys that, again, you bring in, like, especially somebody that knew him very well, like a Bret Hart. You bring Bret in to introduce him or his family into the Hall of Fame, stuff like that. What do you guys know of him? What do you guys remember of Bad News Allen, Bad News Brian? What do you think of the idea of him being a legacy?
I don't know much about him either, except for the Piper incident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Honestly, that was the only thing I knew too.
Yeah. I in my view still think though they should be giving him a bit more of again, he doesn't the family doesn't have to be up there for 10 minutes or 20 minutes, but at least give them the chance to kind of be recognized and Bad News Brown's accomplishments to be recognized other than just a 30-second video with his name tagged up there. So, that's just me.
Well, this thing can't go to 4:00 in the morning.
I know. Again, I'm not saying give them 30 minutes, but at least give them 5. But that's just me. The only other thing on this year's Hall of Fame, the immortal moment of the year, which I don't know how these things are voted on or figured out or whatnot. But they started doing this last year.
It's an in-house thing. There's no voting.
Yeah. But this year, going into the Immortal Moments Hall of Fame, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, WrestleMania 3. And an iconic moment. Not a good match, but an iconic moment to say the least. Just watching these two guys again. I did not get to see this as I was. How old would I have been at that point?
We were maybe a year old.
Yeah, year 2. No, I would have been 3 years old because I was born the same year as WrestleMania started. So,
what year were you born?
84, right?
84, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, it checks out.
Okay. I'm 9 years older than you guys. That's crazy.
But yeah, so I've seen this match, after it happened, but it's still again, even as a fan, it gives me chills to kind of look back and look at that match and again, just see them standing in the ring, the flash bulbs going off all around them, the spectacle that it was, it is amazing to think about. And, wish I could have been in the Silverdome that night myself, just to actually be there and experience it. Hopefully one day they'll invent time travel and we can go back and experience some of these moments live. Be amazing. But, what do you guys think about, what are your all's thoughts about, the Hogan and Andre going in?
When you think WrestleMania moments, that's like probably top 3 all-time iconic moments of Mania. You being a kid and seeing highlights of this when you're not like clearly understanding, I guess, the process of professional wrestling, and you see the American hero Hogan trying to lift this giant up and see him fail and get flattened, and then when he finally does it, like, what more of an iconic moment can you say about WrestleMania than Hogan slamming the giant?
Yep.
Was the Sheik Hogan WrestleMania, or was that Saturday Night's Main Event?
That was
that was just in Madison Square Garden.
That was that wasn't Mania.
I think this is just these inducting a match into the Hall of Fame is just a reach. Like, I feel like they're running out of ideas to do. Yes, iconic match for sure. Probably the most iconic match is his Hogan versus Andre.
It's another way to shoehorn Hogan in after his death.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another good way. What was last year's? It was Brett versus
Brett versus
Shawn.
the Iron.
Yeah, it was Brett versus Austin WrestleMania 13.
That's what it was.
Oh yeah, that's
right. Yeah.
Bloodbath.
So I mean, this should have went in first. If you're going to induct matches, this is the one, right? This is what kicked off wrestling for a lot of us.
Yeah.
Andre and was that the rings coming down to the mini rings?
Yeah.
Yes.
They did that for a couple of years, but yes.
I mean, that
was like the first
this
time.
Is Bob Uecker, right? This is Bob Uecker.
Yep.
I mean, this should have been the match that went in first. And then the Jelly Roll match should be next year. But I feel like that they're reaching here when it comes to doing this kind of stuff. So again, it's a cute little thing, I guess. But
they had to find something to replace the Warrior Award, because they stopped doing that after like 3 years.
The racist Warrior Award.
So.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Anytime they talk about Warrior, I just go back to seeing that video of him teaching those kids or working those kids out in that parking lot where he's screaming at them. So,
man.
Anyway, that's it. Yep, Hall of Fame will be midnight on Friday. Let us know if you stay up for it. I will not be.
I will not be either.
I will not be. So. Anyway, that is going to do it here for Hard Way Wrestling. First off, everybody, this is a long show, hour and a half. Thank you guys all for joining us today. We will be back to. I'm going to sit right here until tomorrow, because tomorrow is our
2-night show. All in one.
Rick's Picks, baby. Tomorrow night is Rick's Picks. It will be two nights, WrestleMania 1 and 2. AK will be back. Maybe Rob will be on. We might have a full cast here. Maybe I'll call Jess to see if she's interested in coming back on. Maybe she gives an update on her referee.
And get some Puffers picks.
Mr. Puffers to take a window. Stoic. So we'll be back tomorrow for that. But again, thank you for joining us. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go back right through right now. Every video, every short we've ever done. Please go just give them all a thumbs up. Just right now, go ahead. By the time you're done, it'll be midnight on Friday, and you'll be able to watch Hall of Fame.
Yeah, give us any thumb you got.
Yeah, well, I'll take sideways, up, down. I don't care. Just jam it in there. So
I'll take a middle finger. I don't even need a
You
thumb.
have taken a middle finger.
It
is about time for your prostate exam, isn't it?
Not yet. Still got 4 more
yeah,
years.
couple more years.
Go ahead and like and subscribe us on every platform possible. We're on TikTok.
What?
We're on YouTube.
What?
We are on X. You
What?
can find us on X at Pizza Cutter News.
Yeah.
You can find us on all your Facebook, all your social platforms. If you don't like looking at us, and honestly, today I'm not feeling it. Not looking good. Don't feel good. Scotty always looks good. Thank God he's here. But if you don't like looking at us, you want to stick us in your ear, jam us right in there, just deep, 2 knuckles deep into your ear by going to check us out on iTunes
What?
and Spotify.
What?
Yeah.
Definitely not Google Play because why?
Scotty fucked it up.
Scotty fucked it up.
Damn.
We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you guys next time.
On the hard way.
Peace.
You